And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and puzzle.
Kia ora everyone! It is now time to recap the team section of the Canadian Jigsaw Puzzle Association's national competition. I already did a video covering the individuals and pairs. I'll leave links to those in the description below. I paired up with the lovely Ula, and together we teamed up with Reese and Sarah. Reese and Sarah are from Australia, and we were Team World Pieces Globetrotters. This was the jigsaw puzzle, 1,000 pieces, called Church Lane, and I believe it's maybe from a series called Down the Lane, and this one is specifically called Church Lane. Now, we were given 2.5 hours for our preliminary round. In the second preliminary round, they were also given 1,000 pieces, 2.5 hours. Top 20 teams from each preliminary round qualified for the finals. So 40 teams in the finals, but for the finals, they were only given 2 hours. Now, this was the first time we had ever puzzled together as a team. Ula and I had already, paired puzzled together. And Sarah and Reese, again, what did they finish? 5th overall for pairs. And then Reese individually finished 7th overall. Just amazing. Now, I have to admit, I was not impressed with my puzzling abilities. I was given the task of doing the border, and then I couldn't get the bottom border sorted. I don't know why. And then I'm like, I'll move on to the cobblestone. And you see what Sarah's doing here? She fixed my problem. I had the border mucked up. I don't know. I just had 2 pieces at the wrong place. And because of that, I couldn't actually get the cobblestone or the grass or anything down in that area working. It's so funny how just having a few pieces off can affect the whole thing. Actually, I don't think she's fixed it yet, but she does eventually fix it because I'm getting nowhere. And I say to her, nothing is working. What's going on? And at least I recognized I had a problem. She does eventually fix it, and then boom, I end up doing a lot better with the grass and the cobblestone. Those boards, again, came in so handy. This puzzle, it's nice that there's the box as well as there's a little poster there. She just fixed the bottom for me. Reese did amazing with the sky. Sarah does a lot of sorting and sub-sorting. Ula's working away. She does eventually a lot of piece-shaped sorting as well. But I will admit, this was a difficult puzzle to speed run. Oh my goodness, because there just wasn't very distinct areas to sort and work on. There were small little pockets of things, but overall, lots of similar textures and colors, flowers and trees and all the buildings. You can see, look at that amazing work that Ula did with all that piece-shaped sorting. And those boards, trust me, they came in so handy the entire time. I just felt like I wasn't puzzling at my best with this image. It was so difficult for me, but what I love is in a team environment, you're supporting one another, you're cheering one another out, and I just love puzzling with other people. So in the end, although I felt like, oh, did I let the team down? No, we all did amazing together, and we actually learned one thing. We were like puzzling across from one another, like reaching our arms. And I said, oh, we either need to like swap places at the table or stop reaching across from one another because we're just bashing our hands together. And those little things that you learn the more you puzzle together, you can see how it does get all jumbled up, especially when it's a puzzle with a lot of similar colors and textures. You're just all over the place. But in the end, I was so shocked and amazed and pleased with our performance. We came in 5th overall with a time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 2 seconds. And we qualified for the finals. I was so excited because I felt like I didn't pull my weight on that puzzle. It was a difficult puzzle. The times were amazing. Look at that. 55 minutes, an hour and a minute, nearly 1 hour, 2 minutes. These top teams, just amazing, like seriously. The second preliminary round, look at this puzzle. Winter on the Farm. Now, I don't have a time lapse of anyone doing this puzzle, lots of white. Like at first I looked at that puzzle and I thought, oh, it might be easier to do because there are distinct sections of color, but then there's a lot of white going on. So for our round with Church Lane, we had 33 teams. And of those 33 teams, 24 finished the puzzle in the 2.5 hours. The top 20 qualified. Now for this round, Winter on the Farm, there were 36 teams. And of those 36 teams, 18 were able to finish the puzzle in the 2.5 hours, which means it is a more difficult puzzle. It definitely is a more difficult puzzle. And because only 18 finished in time, they actually had to make sure to count everyone's pieces to determine the last 2 teams that qualified to go for the finals. That's a nail biter. You know, time is up, you're all waiting and you're like, oh, we got to count the pieces and did we make it? Did we not make it? It was so exciting. So I would say this is probably one of the most difficult puzzles that appeared at this competition. And look here at this round. 2 teams finished back to back. They're both on screen, one team right at the front and then a team further at the back. I think they finished like, I want to say 3 seconds apart or something, so close. Like such a nail, but it was so exciting. I love watching people speed puzzle and I love cheering them on and I love seeing how close it can get and exciting. Oh my goodness, but there you go. They finish and then if you look at the backs, sure enough, they finish hands up. I mean, it was literally seconds. It's a beautiful puzzle, more difficult than the Church Lane one. On the surface, I thought it would be easier, but oh goodness, tricky. So a time of 1 hour, 1 minute, and then look at that. Yeah, oh, was it 4 seconds? 4 seconds difference between second and third place finishing. So to the finals, we have our top 40 teams. We're in the finals. This is called My Cute Kitty. It looks very similar to My Loyal Friends, the dog puzzle. This was a much better puzzle to speed run because there were distinct things you could sort out, separate, and work on. So again, even though I flubbed up the border the first round, I was given the border to do on this puzzle. You can see we built the puzzle on the other end of the table. I hope you understand when it comes to speed puzzling, I do want to capture the time lapse. But when it comes down to it, I focus on speed puzzling with my team and perhaps not the quality of the video itself. I don't want to stress anyone out about having the camera in the way. They're doing a lot of sorting. Sarah's sorting it into piles. Reese jumped on those flowers right away and look, he knocked that all out. And what I love, Ula jumped on the frames. So there's a lot of frames in this puzzle. And it was so great because she focused on the frames. Sarah focused on sorting and building, and she would hand piles to Reese and he would be like, okay, I'll do the phone now. I'll do this now. I'll do that now. And then I jump in and start building as well. And what I like, at one point, it felt very similar to how I puzzle with Allison because Allison will not focus so much on the picture and she just builds stuff and then I grab it and put it in place because I focus so much more on the picture. And Ula is doing all these frames and then eventually I'm like, Ula, can I grab this frame? Ula, can I grab this frame? And then I would move her finished frames into the puzzle because I knew exactly where they went because I focused so much more on the image. And I know a lot of times, you know, I've had comments that I look at the box too much or I worry that I look at the box too much. But Reese, who's a very fast puzzler, you know, he looks at the box. He needs to look at the box. He wants to look at the image. So that kind of made me feel good that I spend a lot of time looking at the box and the image. So together we were more familiar with the image. And you know what? We left the fur till the end, but I thought we smashed this. Everyone contributed. We all worked so well together. I was so pleased. This was a fun puzzle to have in a finals. It worked really well as a team. Now, that first puzzle we did together took 1 hour and 22 minutes and 2 seconds, and we improved our time here by 10 minutes. So we took 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 7 seconds to do this jigsaw puzzle. We were given 2 hours, and I should check. I can't remember exactly how many teams finished the puzzle in the 2 hours. I should have written that down. Hold on. 30 teams out of the 40 finished this puzzle in the 2 hours, and we ended up coming 6 overall. I was so happy. I was so pleased, but look at these times. These teams are just amazing. 51 minutes. Oh my goodness, just over an hour 5. And I do believe the time difference between 3rd and 4th place was literally seconds. These are amazing puzzlers. It's so much fun to watch them puzzle. It's so much fun going to these competitions, and I just love, unfortunately their teammate was unable to make it for the photo at the end. That's why there's only 3 of them in this photo. There's Liam. Oh goodness, he was amazing to meet. And Devin's team, and Sophie, and Karine, and Caitlin. Oh goodness, so much fun. Everybody was just lovely. Everybody was so nice and so friendly, and I had just the best time. Again, I just want to say, if you love puzzles, you will love going to a competition. Don't put pressure on yourself. Don't stress yourself out. Just go for the fun of it. Go to get the puzzles even, especially for me from New Zealand. Like, this is just a gold mine of jigsaw puzzles that I can't get here. We had so much fun, and I have to thank again Ula for puzzling with me as pairs, and then Reese and Sarah. They just happened to be over in North America traveling, and the competition was coming up, and they were like, we need to go. And it was so much fun puzzling with them and learning from them. Met so many wonderful, lovely people. I had the best time. So my next competition is July here in New Zealand. It's the first competition being put on by the New Zealand Jigsaw Puzzle Association. Ravensburger's the sponsor. So excited. I'll be going up with Allison. We're teaming up with Jackie and Allison's sister. And then there's also an individual round. What I like is that they're doing the team event first. I think that'll calm my nerves. And then we'll do the individuals. Seriously, go to a competition. Even just to go watch. If you don't want to participate, go and watch. It's so much fun. Go meet the people. Go talk to people at puzzles. We all love puzzling. And if you can make it to Worlds, trust me, that is next level. Just amazing. Go with your friends. Go with your family. Have a great time puzzling. You won't regret it. I had a blast. Thank you so much for having me in Canada. Thank you to everyone that came up and said hi, that asked for a piece of chocolate. I just had a wonderful, wonderful time. The organizers were amazing. Oh, wow. I can't wait to go up to Auckland for my next competition. I can't wait to go to Worlds, and there might be more competitions this year still to come. Until next time, ciao.